It's ready to go there. Okay, let's go live. Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 14th of February. So happy Valentine's. That's to the ladies, of course. Let's get on and look at the what's coming out today. Firstly, we've already had the UK inflation. You've possibly seen a bit of reaction on the pound dollar and across the some of the pound pairs. Inflation came in slightly lower than expected, so it came in at 4% year on year from the 4.1. So you can see all this red here. As I said this morning, very technical to look. Just look at the colour. But the great thing about this, it literally tells you it's and most news services do. It'll tell you that it's underperformed. Effectively, it's weak for the currency. Anyway, yeah, I mean it's not massive variables, and there's a bigger expectation to come at some stage. I thought it might have been this month, but it might be next month. But that the forecasts should be about right. These forecasts were lower than the previous, so that some of that was built in. It was expected at minus 3.2, for example, here year on year, and previously it'd be minus 2.8. So there's an acceleration because of some of the energy prices, etc., that sort of came into play. Anyway, needless to say, that's done. For today, there's not a great deal of news coming out. There are some speakers. Watch out this afternoon. We've got Bank of England's Bailey speaking there at 3 o'clock. But you can see there's a number of other speakers this morning. 8:30 ECB speakers. We've got actually Reserve Bank of Australia. It's not on here, but we've got a speaker from that. Then we got the Australian employment data. I said unemployment data. Well, it is unemployment data there later. So just watch if you're trading the Aussie today or looking at the Aussie. It might be worth left. Okay. So one thing you can see here, actually, UK rate futures. So this is showing the sort of the very fickle nature of the markets, in a sense. All of a sudden, it's expected that bigger cuts will be made this year from the previous levels. January services, by the way, came out there. Inflation there, services inflation at 6.5. That was actually slightly higher than expected, but anyway. Let's get on and look at the technicals. And today then, so the euro came off yesterday with that data. It's continuing in this downward trend. It's the safest place to be, is trading with the trend here. I'm sure there'll be people that were looking at the double bottom yesterday and trying to be buying this or whatever else. It hasn't triggered from a double bottom perspective. It should be breaking the high between the two lows. Not done that yet. It might do it. Might have a bit more of a retracement. Every time this dollar has strengthened against the likes of the euro's weakened against the dollar, it's stalled. But the general picture is, as you see, to the downside. So it is a case of just being patient here. Pre 8 o'clock, well, we'll see what happens. We might get a bit of a rollover later, but it's gotten choppy and ugly again. Yet again, seems like a regular morning talk here. Okay, so looking at the pound. Morning, guys. There's more of you on there than there is on there. Okay. Okay, well, there's many. Right. So the pound. Yeah, it did its pop, and it's actually basically popped and dropped. It was actually doing quite well yesterday at one stage. It was pushing up here quite nicely, and up until the 130 candle, and off it came. There we are. That's what I'm looking at, and off it came pretty sharpish. Just notice I've got two 1 hour candle. There we go. It's the 4 hourly. It's better. That's better. And this morning we've seen a reaction coming through there, so it, as I say, pushed up, come off on the news. No great surprise there. It's recovering quite quickly already. This price move, it might just come back into play. I mean, inflation is still high at the end of the day. It's back onto its yearly pivot here, finding a bit of support. It's sort of bouncing around that. We'll see what develops. However, it is heading southbound a little bit more now. Dollar yen, well, that pushed up there strongly yesterday, broke out of that little consolidation phase. It was just waiting for the news. The news has come out. It's now reacting. It's run into its weekly R2 here. It might just stall it a little bit. It's so close to the prior highs there. It's got scope. It's still got scope in there. In fact, looking at this hourly picture, and immediately I'm looking at the flag that's sort of coming through here. Now these can be quite slow in the mornings on the yen. The yen can move quite slowly. We could get it walk out the side here. We might just need to see a little bit more, and it might be an afternoon move again that would kick the yen better. Alternatively, we could just see it drifting, so just be wary of that. Aussie dollar. You see what's happened with the Aussie there, bouncing actually. Had the decent old bounce, and looking, well, it's come back to the underside there, so it's sold through the previous lows, broken. As I said, these wedge patterns very unpredictable. It had broken originally, pulled back within. Now it's taken the other way, coming back within. Almost a good sign of horribleness, choppiness. Again here, it's pushing up at the moment. It had that solid move there. The thing with the Aussie, with the data coming out, it might be best steer clear of, but if it starts selling off, there might be an opportunity. US dollar CAD, well, another one. Same old, same old. This has finally broken through that triple top here, but it's coming back to test it. Question is it just blown out, taken out the orders and rolling over, or are we going to see some consolidation here and a move to the upside? Now for me, I say technically, it had been sitting there. It looked like well, perhaps it was going to do something more. At the moment though, well, yesterday it was horribly choppy and steering clear of it, but well, we'll see what it does, but not looking the best at this stage. I was wondering from where it is consolidating here, whether it would break down and continue strengthening against the US dollar. It's one of the more it's seen as a little bit stronger. Anyway, by the big money, that is. New Zealand dollar, well, same old in terms of the moves yesterday. Sold off, but picking back up pretty quickly here at this stage. Again, bit of a it has got a rounded bottom, but a bit of a flaggy sort of pattern going on here. Be interesting to watch it this morning. It might just carry back in the direction it had been sort of pushing into last week. Last Friday there, it was pushing back up towards its monthly pivot. Again, it's one of the more favoured ones with the big money. Dollar Swissy, well, again breaking up here, pushing through, solid movement. This hasn't pulled back quite the same, and I'm sort of looking across potential flag. Well, there is a flag across there, but a potential break there as well. We'll see how it goes. Again, it can be a bit drifty first thing, a bit like the yen in that respect. We'll see if we can get anything going on that, but again, it's got scope. Now this was weakening anyway. It had already been pretty softish leading into that, and well, just following the path at the moment. Okay, we'll look at the euro yen, because this has been dancing all over the shop here. A bit of a short, I mean, it had been pushing up quite nicely there. It did actually do okay yesterday running in, but it was later in the evening it's pulled back off here. But this could be ready to go again. It doesn't look very positive from where it sits at the moment, but it has got the higher lows kicking through there. The overall trend there with the higher lows looks okay. It's not too far, again though, it's not too far away from its previous highs, which might just suggests it hasn't got the strength to go on there. We'll see what it does, but that there's a trend line across the highs there, could be watched. Okay, I'm going to leave. Look at the Euro CAD. What's that doing now? This has been all over the shop. It's still shopping down here. So I'm in this on a sort of swing position. You can't look at the swings because look at what it does when it does this. It's ugly. Look at the bigger time frame. It's still pretty much where it is. It's not really moving too much at all, but just still in this potential drift. So shall leave this alone for now if you're following that one. Okay, that's it on the Forex side of things for now. I shall look at the other markets in the room in a short while. The links on, if you're on YouTube, the links at the bottom of the video. Gold broke down yesterday big time and is looking quite soft and ugly at the moment. And ironically, the big money had gone the other way a little bit on gold this week. Had been quite a swing around on it, but certainly technically here, traders have sold it at this moment, and it's looking quite soft from there. Now it's confirmed a lower high in here, and actually switched back. It's gone into a proper negative trend here. So if we're popping this, we can actually pop this on there now as a negative trend. Up until then it had been a positive trend, but certainly gone with that lower high. It's confirmed structurally that it's changed and looking soft. Okay, oil. It's one thing that's holding up is oil. It's been pushing up okay again. It gets a move. It didn't really move too much around its normal sort of 2 o'clock spell, maybe driven by some of the news on the currencies or whatever, but it certainly didn't move too well there, but has pushed up and is continuing to ride up at the moment. We'll see how it reacts to its prior highs there, but again, it's something I don't trade until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, S&Ps. So not a great shock. We saw a bigger correction yesterday. With the high inflation, it's not good. It just means interest rates will hold for long, but how long this shock holds into this market, which is so bullish, is another matter. It might be just giving opportunities. I'd want to see it above the pivot here, but it might be just giving the opportunities for another shove up there. As I said, the sentiment had changed a bit negative on the S&Ps from the big money, but well, so as I say, we'll see how that drifts. A bit too early this morning to do too much with it. The DAX again selling off with the other markets there. Strong US dollar. Sometimes we'll see this move okay, but certainly it's rolling over. It's got this rounded top. It's just looking softer. And the FTSE, well, the FTSE, surprise. Say surprise. It's the data here. You see how the potential the market starting to price in softer interest rates has on the equity market. It's a perfect example. Bang, off it's gone. We have got the Bank of England speakers coming out. Just beware, they could put a dampener on this quite quickly. Okay, but it is pushing up quite against the direction for a lot of these markets, and particularly the pound itself. Its trend has been down for the last week or so. Right, I shall leave it there. You can come join me in the room if you like. I'll be back about 8:30 into the room. The link's on the bottom. So YouTubers, we'll catch you there. Take care. Okay, guys.